Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Thanks so much for dropping by. Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. You know something? I was going to cover a totally different subject. However, things happened. And I think that this is a little bit better for now. I'm going to make that video, but not just yet. And I'll tell you about it. But in the meantime, 60-40, we hear this all the time. Buying a condominium complex has to be 60% Filipino, has to be majority owned by Filipinos, etc. No, that's not true. And now we're going to tell you about it, and we're going to talk about it because it's very, very misunderstood.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
All right. You will hear this in many different blogs. You will hear this in tons of comments. All right. What happens if people sell in my condo complex and it's no longer majority owned by Filipinos? At what point am I going to have to deal with this? How am I going to deal with this? Does it still qualify? All right. Secondarily to that, you're going to hear all this stuff about, this many units, the majority of the units in our complex are reserved for Filipino buyers. Okay. That's just bullshit. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. But what I am saying is that in developers that know what they're doing, in all of the large developers, Mega World, SMDC, DCMI, all of those guys, that issue is the last one that you will ever need to come up with. It's not the number of units in the project that have to be owned by Filipino owners. Okay? It's the square footage of the entire project. Okay? Or the square meters here of the entire project. So let me explain something. For instance, here at Candy Palace where we live. Okay? So we have the condo here. We have a house in Mindanao. And you know what? That's actually... Arlen left this morning for Mindanao. I was supposed to go. I did not. I have been sick. I am just now feeling better. So Arlen did the trip by herself because we've got some issues there that we need to take care of. Not bad issues, just, life. Okay. So here at Candy Palace, what has to be owned by the developer that is majority owned by Filipinos? Okay, let's talk about that. It's the square footage. So all the units have square footage. The square footage or square meters, all right, are all on the master blueprint, all right, all on the architectural drawings, and that is what it is. But you know what else is there? Everything else. So the land from the curb to the back of the property, from the left side of the property to the right side of the property, all of that is in there. The steps leading up into the complex, the entire first floor here at Candy is all common area that's owned by the developer. All of the stairwells, every hallway Every elevator section area that you wait for the elevator, which is separate from the hallways here, okay? That's all common area. The rooftop, the pool, all common area. All of that square footage, every bit of it, every equipment room, everything else, all of it. That's all common area. 60% of the project has to be owned by or governed by, actually owned by, a Philippine registered corporation. Okay? Now, there are going to be some units that are obviously going to be owned by Filipinos. Okay? We have multiple units. There's a unit on our floor that is owned by a Filipino family. That being said, it's not necessary. When the developers build these things, okay, they already factor in how much they can sell. And 9 times out of 10, it's everything. They could sell every single unit to a foreigner and still maintain their condo certification. And that's what it is. There is a certification that condominiums must meet. Okay? They plan this stuff out. It's planned in advance. And you're not going to get into a situation when you go with a reputable developer. You certainly are not. Now, if you go into a deal with a guy that bought a building and condoed it out into 20 units or 10 units, you might have a problem there because odds are it's not going to have it. For instance, the land across the street from Candy Palace that Candy rents or leases for outside parking, common area. The parking garage, that's an entire floor plus, common area. The first floor, common area. All right? Even if it's got space in it that's leased out to businesses, it's common area. All right? It's leased space. It's not purchased space. All right? The owner of that space is still the developer. So when you get these people that tell you it has to be this way, take a look at some of these large developments. Look at places, like, what's the name of it? When you look at places that have parking garages, they're not built there just because they have to be. They're built there because it's cheaper to build them than units, and it adds to the square footage. It's all the square footage from the entire left, right, front, back property lines, anything that they own, and as high as you can stand, which goes all the way up to the top floor. Now, are there exceptions to the rule? Of course. Go by these fly-by-night people, you get what you pay for. Go into some of the others. Take a look at some of the things that Mega World is building, or that DCMI is building, or DMIC, or whatever they are. Okay? They have huge chunks of land apportioned to them. Okay? And if they develop that land, they develop community space. All the streets running through that project, that's all community common area. That is all common area. Okay? So what I'm getting at here is with these people telling you it has to be this way and you need to worry about this. No, you don't. Go with a reputable, large-scale developer, all right? If you want to rest assured that this is never going to happen. Get an attorney. But I can tell you right now, it's not the number of units. I just saw another video. I think the reason that I did this was because I've seen video after video this past week laying in bed, all right, with this miserable cold of people talking about, 60% of the units have to be ABC. No, they don't. No, they don't at all. That is absolutely untrue in most instances. Okay? Not in the big projects, not in the established developers. That is untrue. And would there be a way to unwind it? Well, of course, there'd be a way to unwind it. Now, I told you I wasn't going to do this video. I wasn't going to do this video because not that I wasn't going to do it, but because I had a different video that I'm working on. And it is really surprising. However, I have to have a clear mind. This one has a lot of statistics in it. It has information from the Federal Reserve. It has information from the IRS. It has a lot of information. So as I feel a little bit better, we're going to knock that one out as well. In the meantime, tell me, what do you think about it? Are you still convinced that 60% of the units have to be owned by Filipinos? Tell me, and tell me why you think that. Otherwise, tell me, hey, I already knew that, Mike, but thanks. We appreciate it. We appreciate your time. Thanks so much for watching.